Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and after another day away, after the intermittent breaks, this intermittent schedule of streaming, I am back again. Happy Friday night to all of you. Blessings to Talcottia. Much appreciation to all of you joining. I just saw that Jeep, so I'll check it out maybe sometime soon. Blessings to everyone. Insane Wheels, glad to be here. Glad to have you here, Mr. E, Master E. I'm looking forward to what today brings here as well. I got some ideas, man. I got a lot of things up here in the noggin and on the notepad that I want to share today. There's a few things in the description, some links, some extra links have been added. I don't think I tagged them the way that I meant to, but anyway, happy Friday. Happy Friday to us all. And peace and love. Man, peace and love. That really is what it's about. That's what this guy, Jack Talcott, is about. The topic today. Can you find pleasure from prayer and meditation? I'll just drop the secret. Yes, you can. If you know what you're doing, oh my God, the pleasure from prayer and meditation. Oh, it's something that I hope to share. I really do. I'm going to do my best to, to kind of share some of the observations, the experiences that I found helpful for myself, so that maybe you too can expand your own practice of prayer and meditation to expand your heart, your mind, your state, and your ways of being into something more. Because more goodness is more goodness. In the background is the reminder of peace. The thumbnail today, have a blessed and wonderful Friday. May God fill your cup today and let it overflow with love, man. But consider this simple observation. God cannot fill a vessel that is filled with this self. So here's we're going to unpack, but here's the key in the path. And if you just follow this and think about it yourself, it will make sense. I'm sure of it. Use time to create space for emptiness. Use time to create space for emptiness and invite God's love to find and to fill you. And there you go, man. The path is there. You got it all figured out once you got that. I got some stories in my my memories. Good mood, Cot. I'm feeling pretty good, man. And Jackie is back. Jackie is back. Let me not get distracted here. Hit the thumbs up for old Jack. Everyone, yeah, why not? Run up that score. I've been noticing I'm averaging less than 5%. I don't get huge numbers of viewers, but there's literally like less than 5% of those who tune in and add to the numbers of views. Less than 5% are hitting the like button. So I know we can do better than that. I got faith. I got faith that better things are coming for us. Where am I going to start today? What did I start with? Not that page. I've got a couple of videos I've got queued up I want to share. But this question, this topic, can you find pleasure from prayer and meditation? This came up earlier in a conversation I was having with a friend, and just in observations of life in the world, prayer and peace, they really don't bring this concept of pleasure, right? At least in my own past, and I think in many people's ideas, the idea of peace and the idea of prayer, they sound kind of boring, right? And it's like, well, what are you giving up to get some peace? What are you giving up while you're praying? You know, it brings these images that have been, I don't know, in my past experiences, the impression I had on people who prayed and the idea of meditation, that stuff seemed boring, and it would lead to a boring life, because a life without booze, a life without chicks, right? Life without sex and booze and drugs and gambling and all of this other stuff, that sounded crazy to me. Didn't make any sense. What would be the point of living? You couldn't have any fun without all those other things. But what I found is it's exactly not that. The practice of prayer and meditation, it is probably as important for a healthy life as breathing clean air, eating healthy food. I mean, because really that's what you're doing. You're bringing healthiness into your mind and into your heart. You're restoring your mind and your heart into health and a natural state of being. We're designed to adapt. We're designed to thrive. We're designed to survive. That's the beauty of the human nature. We are so powerful, and we have been given everything we need. Everything we need has already been given to us. We've always had, you've always had, I've always had what I needed to survive. The evidence is my being. Had I not always had what I needed to survive, would I be here? No, absolutely not. Same applies to you. So obviously, to some degree, we have always had what we needed. Now, we may not have always had what we wanted, and maybe the things we needed, the things we got, maybe those things weren't always pleasant or without pain, without suffering. But the reality is, who we are and the way we've been designed, there is a pattern of perfection and a quality of perfection that's ingrained in it. Can you find pleasure from prayer and meditation? I'm going to start, I think, with a video. This is in the link already. It's in the description already, so I'll drop the link later. I don't know. Please forgive the pause. As I'm sitting here, I'm recognizing maybe I didn't plan this out as smoothly as I thought I would. I know what I want to get out there. I'm just not sure about the order and such. This guy here, his name is Sean Boland, Rusty Eyeball or such. And as I said, the link is in the description already. For those who are interested, I invite you, check him out. He's a poet and a man of wisdom. And here he's talking about take a fucking break. So in a way, here, before I get into that, I guess the reason I'm bringing this up, meditation, prayer, what you're doing in periods of meditation and prayer is you are pausing, right? And just as I said in the thumbnail and in the description, you're taking advantage of the time and the moments of your day to take a break, to detach from the craziness and the battles of the world and just go within you, to rediscover you, the whole you, the innocent you, the pure you, the fun you, the honest you. That's the whole point of meditation. And in another, further on, we'll talk about some of the experiences of meditation. There's a lot of people who are afraid of spending time alone because they got to spend time alone in there. And in there, it can be a pretty scary place if you haven't worked things out in there. It's all connected. The mind, the heart, the body, the spirit, it all comes together. So here, let's start with something fun. It's just a few minutes. Some words from Rusty Eyeball about take a fucking break.
I need a fucking break. You need a fucking break? Let's go take a fucking break for fuck's sake. Are you stuck where you are? You cannot bail? That's fine. Come with me. We're going to go off trail. Are thoughts fucking you up? They won't be still. Fuck it. I got a plan. We're going to go uphill. Are you starting to feel better? Yeah, I know it's just a scream, but nature is what you are, if you know what I mean. Let's just focus on walking over sorrel and loam. You know you can do that, right? You can just fucking roam. Life is uphill. We have to learn how to climb. I don't know why the fuck I rhyme all the time. The best places are all hollow. That means there's some room. Seek out your inherent emptiness. Get over the doom. Now, let's go take a break. Do you even know what that is? It's not sitting still while still thinking about biz. It's not doing nothing while thinking what's next. If you're thinking about the past, then your thoughts are just flexed. Maybe shut the fuck up. Just look around. Feel gravity hugging and hear a sound. You don't have to come, I'm not your fucking boss, but come on, look at this shit. This would sure is lost. If you need a little break, I'll tell you my trick. Find a fucking hollow log, a big forest dick. I don't mean literally, and you don't need a place. Look behind your own thoughts, there's plenty of space. Life's fucking weird, things aren't as they seem. Take yourself a little break, go stare at a beam. The beam is what's true, it's all made of light. You need to lighten the fuck up and relax, am I right? The mind is a wakeful emptiness, your thoughts are a fog. But go find your own empty place, this is my fucking log. Well, can't stay up here forever, but don't fucking fall. On the way down, pay attention, look for things that are small. You know this is a metaphor, right? Life's the beach. Wake the fuck up, all things want to teach. To balance you see, both shadow and sky. Figure it the fuck out and you'll learn how to fly. Here's the story of the universe. Listen up, take stock. It's taken 13 billion years for you to become aware of this fucking rock. Life is a tangle. We all need that break. But whilst moving through life, do it fucking awake. Just follow your own shadow. It will reveal. There's like one fucking thing that is actually real. Sometimes it's a desert, sometimes you find green. Life can be pleasing and life can be mean. We run and we run, but there's no place to go. Your life is a river and you are the flow. Stardust congealed, and from the mud we awoke. It's just emptiness and light. Almost seems like a joke. Sometimes our little leaf will wander upstream. Do what you want, this is your fucking dream. Currents, they take us to and fro, but if you seek the ocean, you have to let go. Alrighty, well, did you have a nice break? I have nothing to give, there's nothing to take. Just walk on your path and do what you do. There's no destination, you're already you. If you need another break, you don't need a tree. You're a human fucking being, just remember to be. Consciousness is mycelium, and you're a meat shroom. The universe is awake, all things are its bloom. Your life is a feast, so go take a bite. Just don't eat the poison, because you'll die. Alright?
Hey, rustyeyeball.com, Rusty Eyeball, aka Sean Borland. Sorry about the sound issues too. It looked like from the chat I had a little bit of echo feedback. Sorry about that. I'm working things out. I'm working things out, and I hope to bring some differences. Some of the things I found with that, you know, nature is what you are. The best, a couple of lines he pointed out, the best places are hollow. That means there is some room, right? So create some room within yourself. Seek out your emptiness. Allow yourself to become an empty vessel so that you can be filled with love, a love and a wisdom that's greater than you is waiting for you to open you. I mean, it really is. It really is poetic, man. Um, Here's where I'm wondering now. the next one is another idea from Chase Hughes. I've mentioned him as well. He's talking. The title of this one is Know What Someone Wants in Seconds. And it's not so much that part of it that stood out to me. What it is in this one,
people
is the explanation between when we go within. I've explained things one way, and in this video, he's going to explain things a little bit differently. I've pointed out many times that our thoughts, our beliefs are connected to the feelings. But I actually feel that Chase Hughes, he does an excellent job of clarifying some of those things that I'm saying. Learn tips from Professor Smoke a J while lecturing. I might do better with that. I do know. Here. Makes a great point. People are focused on what amazing thing they need to achieve, as if being a member of the most intelligent species we know of isn't amazing enough. Just enjoy consciousness. Thank you, Andy. That really is the message and the meaning I think that Rusty Eyeballs was was trying to share. So here, I'm feeling like I'm presenting this a little bit awkward. I'm going to go ahead and do this second video that I've got set up here. And then I'll get through my notes, and then I will probably open this up for a little bit. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to mute first.
Think that our beliefs is what drives behavior. Beliefs will determine your reality, all that kind of stuff. We hear that all the time, and it's total BS. Beliefs do not run the show. You feel what you feel, and then your brain slaps a story on top of that so you can explain it. Your cortex is the story-making part of all of this. It just writes a whole bunch of stuff happens, and the cortex part of our brain, the human part, writes the press release afterward. And that little press release is the story that we think are our beliefs. If you were humiliated and made to look stupid in front of a whole class of kids, and you built a belief that speaking up is dangerous. If you got shamed for your body when you were 12 or 13, you built the belief that desire equals disgust. If you got punished when you told the truth, you built the belief that lying equals survival. So I want you to view belief as outdated software. But if you drop below that layer, everything truly changes. The nervous system starts telling the truth. And that's where we see breath, blink rate, and tension and posture. All of those little things reveal what's really running the show. And once you know how to touch those things, then you're not talking to a person's opinions and beliefs anymore like therapists and psychiatrists do. You're steering the part of a human being that actually moves and makes a difference. And when you've been in that room, when you've felt a person's real nervous system, and you get to the point of not judging people, and you feel it bend in real time, there is no going back from that.
There we go. Chase Hughes, that short video there, and again, the link to both of those is already in the description. I encourage you, check out the originals and give the words some thought, because there is power in those. And for me, I've listened to them a few times already, each of them, and there's still little things that stand out to me. But what Chase is talking about, and someone asked, where did I see that? Someone asked about him. Is, as I understand, he does have something going on. He's health-wise, and he's committed to doing what he can while he's still here. And he's also the man who was involved with the CIA. So taxpayers, I guess, helped educate the man. So why not? Why not learn from him? He's sharing the knowledge. He's sharing the knowledge of human behavior that helps. And the point of that video we just watched, it's for a different approach than I think what I'm talking about here. My main intention for today, it's to better understand the inner being of you. But so this brings us into the idea of meditation, right? I remember when my life, man, my life was so perfect. When I was a young man, my parents, my stepfather in particular, tried introducing me to the idea of meditation, had me do guided meditations and all sorts of things, but I was young and I didn't understand what I was doing. And then later in life, I forgot about meditation, and I certainly didn't have any time for prayer. Church and religion was not a part of my upbringing or my early adult life. So I found my peace and my comfort in booze, right? In the bar scene. And I found a lot of numbing from alcohol. Now, after I finally decided to stop trying to kill myself with booze, when I did choose to try and live instead of die, after going to detox and in my early days of recovery in the rooms of AA and working with other alcoholics, the idea of meditation was brought up for me many times. And so I went and I explored a meditation center that we had there in Spokane. And I went a few times. It was scheduled like for an hour or two on Wednesday evenings. And so I'd go down, I'd pay for parking, and I'd go in and sit in a room with other people, and we'd sit there and it was quiet. And I didn't understand the point. I did not enjoy it. Couldn't figure out what was the point of this. Sitting there, I was just thinking about all the other things I could be doing, all the other things I wanted to do. But one of, some of the things I wanted to do was to be at the bar, and I knew I couldn't be at the bar anymore, so I had to find new things to do. But when I first tried meditation in a meditation center and with other people there, I didn't get it. I felt uncomfortable. I felt unease. And then later, when I started exploring meditation in my own ways, right, really setting out just to find ways to relax myself. I've mentioned this before. My path brought me to massage. It was in observing my patterns, in observing the inner state of myself when I sat down and I was massaging my leg, right? Relieving some of the tensions and the muscles, and just my mind is just focused in what my hands are doing, the way the muscles are reacting. And I was really observing and feeling the pleasures within me. That's when I started getting it. I started understanding that that was the point of meditation, was to actually be whole in the present. And the only way you can be whole in the present is to be unfractured, right? There's another term I'm thinking. You pull yourself back from all of the distractions and all of the entanglements that life may have, right? Rather than being focused on work while at home or being focused on home while at work, I wanted to be focused on being where I was. And the more I paused and intentionally sat with myself, at the very first beginning, I remember how uncomfortable it was because the mind is constantly anxious. It's telling me, Jack, you can't do this. You can't rest. You can't relax. You've got things to do. Don't you know? Don't you know, Jack? For you to be a man, you got to do these things. You got to get these things done. And if you're not getting those things done right here and right now, then you're just being a lazy bum. And those were the stories I told to myself. And I heard those things over and over. But this brings us back to what Mr. Hughes was talking about. The stories we tell ourselves in relation to the feelings that we feel, they're not always accurate, okay? So I would feel those feelings of anxiousness within me and not really understand what the cause of those feelings was, but then my mind would have these stories that I've been telling myself since I was a child, right? Because I was raised, you gotta work. There's work to get done. You ain't got time to sit around. You better, if you're caught sitting around when there's work to be done, well, you better go find something to do. Otherwise, there's going to be more work assigned to you. And so I think there are many of us men, and I know it happens regardless of gender, but I think many men are raised with that, the idea that we're here to work, we're here to get things done, to produce, to earn, to protect, to defend, to do this, to do that. We're not here to be. And yet, in the greatest scope, in the greater picture, you can do nothing unless you choose to be. And somewhere, some way, somehow, we chose to be as we are and where we are, right? Every house we're in, every place we live is a place we chose. Every job we go to is something we chose, right? We chose to do and to be anywhere we go. We choose to go and then we choose to be there until we choose to be different. So back to the idea of meditation, the purpose of training your mind and purifying your body, those two go together. It's easier to train your mind to be present and to be at peace when you're not recovering from a night of binge drinking, right? When you're not hungover, when you're not stoned, when you're not clouded with sickness and illness and toxicity, when you're not filled with chemicals and junk food weighing you down, making you feel unhealthy. As you work to be more of who you are, I think the choices are they'll naturally bring us to be more natural. To purify our body is a mature thing to do, right? And to train your mind to be with you is to help you become the master of you. The idea of meditation and the idea of being, it's to feel what you feel. Feel what you feel, however you feel it. But don't be so quick to name the feeling. Don't be so quick to identify the feeling. Just allow the feeling to be with you, but don't let the feeling become you. The idea of meditation is to unite the conscious and the subconscious together. I've got some quotes available from Carl Jung as well regarding that. Bringing the shadows of the subconscious into the light of the consciousness, right? Into the light of the awareness in your mind's eye, right? The idea of meditation and the practice of self-mastery, it's to become the awareness of your awareness, right? And to become the awareness of the awareness, you create space within yourself. You create a separation from you and your awareness. You create space and distance for the awareness to expand. Kind of like the thumbnail, or not the thumbnail, the description that I shared in the beginning. God cannot fill a vessel that is filled with the self. We want to use time, take moments of time to create space for emptiness within you and invite God's love. Invite love. If the word God offends you or it doesn't resonate with you, invite love to find you. Invite love to fill you. But you've got to create that space. And the space is found in a distance, right? And the distance is in the separation. So separate yourself, separate your awareness of yourself from the ego, the identity of yourself. If you separate the awareness from the ego, you get a little space in between you, and you can observe the character of you from a different view. I'm going to hope these ideas are coming through, and I will drop the link in a little bit with the hope that folks, if you have questions, if you feel like I can explain this a little better, please give me a chance. Ask me the parts that could do better. Because the idea is to creating space for awareness to expand, separating the awareness from the ego to observe the character of who you are. The idea of raising your consciousness, it's actually expanding your consciousness to know what is not known, to know what is within you and what is around you, to know that awareness is what you are. So the goal that I've been practicing in my own time and ways of meditation is to become awareness of the awareness. I've mentioned these ideas before. Pay attention to what you're paying attention to. Notice what you're noticing. Be aware of what you're aware of, right? Be separated from you and who you are so that there's no separation from who you are and what you are. Because I see that what is happening in this time of the world, the veil is thinning. The veil between the light and the dark, the veil between the spirit and the material, that veil of ignorance and knowing, right? The only thing that prevents us from knowing is this veil. It's not a clear veil. It's not something we can, not tangible. We can't grasp it and feel it. You can't move it. It's not a physical thing, but there is a veil that prevents us from seeing. And it is this gift that God has given us of ignorance, right? So that we may grow and expand into greater awareness, greater awareness and greater consciousness. The whole point of these ideas, prayer and meditation, it is to fill you with peace. And in the peace of being you, in the wholeness of being you, without worry, without fear, without regret, without shame, without guilt, without burdens. When you can be you in the absence of everything else, that's when you're whole. And when you're whole, man, pleasure awaits you. It is pleasing to be at peace and without the things of the world. I don't know. Now that I'm reflecting and I've been through a bunch of my notes, now I'm not so sure I did this. Wow. You know what? Thank you. Succinct monologue. Keep hammering. just as I was feeling doubt inside of myself. Sincerely, thank you. I am going to drop the link. It is going to be limited space, okay? I will open it up for folks who wish to join. Ideally, the conversations, we can keep them directed at kind of the topic and the ideas of today. Specifically, the ideas of prayer and meditation, particularly if I didn't quite flush that out to, oh, I forgot to cover a couple things. Uniting conscious and subconsciousness for the wholeness. Bringing the subconscious shadows to the light of consciousness, become the awareness of the awareness, creating space for awareness to expand. Aha, something I did forget. Joe Hudson, I mentioned without his name yesterday, and I was trying to remember these: vulnerability, impartiality, empathy, and wonder. Joe Hudson is a guy I found on YouTube. He's another gifted man. He's got a YouTube channel, and this is his website, artofaccomplishment.com. Again, this is linked in the description, but this is where I recognized his methods, the 4 principles of transformation. He and his team have identified them as view. View is the foundation of Art of Accomplishment's approach to transformation. It's a state of being that naturally allows for deeper connection and understanding. Now, the method, and actually I'm hoping to sign up for his course and continue education through this, because this truly does interest me. But the ideas of these, I mentioned yesterday, concept or abstract thoughts. These are kind of abstract thoughts that if you give them time for yourself and you can put the pieces together, you can see the value in this just as well as I can, right? I got faith. Anyone can figure this stuff out as long as you understand what you're trying to figure out. The 4 principles of transformation, it works within you, but it also works connecting with others. The idea of vulnerability, speaking your truth even when it's scary, impartiality, owning what you want without force, empathy, being with someone's emotion, not avoiding it or taking it on for yourself, and wonder, being curious without needing to find the answer. I bring this up because the Joe Hudson, the guy behind this website, I've watched some of his coaching calls, and truly miraculous. This is what I've been learning too. I've mentioned that I feel blessed by the things that I've been allowed to learn, to discover. In the old days when I was an alcoholic and when I was first starting into this therapy idea, the reason I wasn't so excited about going to therapy is because the idea didn't appeal to me. I saw people that were going to a therapy and counseling for months, and I went to counseling before, and those guys, honestly, I think their hearts were there, but they didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know how to help. But there are people who do. There are so many answers. And this is what I experienced in my attendance at some of these life coaching events, the motivational events that some groups are putting on. I've witnessed miraculous healing, miraculous transformation from the different modalities. There are answers available, brothers and sisters. If you are suffering from trauma, unresolved trauma, if you're dealing with addictions, you're dealing with despair, you're trapped in patterns of darkness, and you don't know what to do, you don't know where to turn, you know what? Shoot me a text. Give me a call. Reach out to me however you wish. If you want to do it more privately, the website, livewithoutfear.com, and go through the contact form, and I will follow up with you If it's not something you're comfortable working with me about, hey, thank you, Crystal Shaman. Blessings, Joe Hudson. Thank you. If you're not comfortable working with me, at least it let me introduce you to some of these other stars that I've found, because I've discovered people online who truly, truly impress me. We have a guest in the back, one who has not been here for a little bit. I'm going to take a chance, but the leash is very short, okay? And that's actually, let me check the private chat. Quit being a dungeon holder, you Nazi fuck. You lose, Snafu. Try again another day. And perfect timing. A more welcomed option. Powder Dusty, how are you, my brother?
Good. I saw your reaction. I was like, fuck, I got to go salvage Good Mood Cot.
Well, Snafu comes up in the back, man. And, you know, I would have given him a chance. I was going to give him a chance.
I think, I mean, if you want to, like, I don't mind him, but when you when you start out your streams with just you and him or just you and Tommy, it's like instant eyebrows.
You know what? It does go that pretty quick, but in the private chat.
But he wants money from me, so he'll probably be good.
Well, he starts off, you Nazi fuck. Quit being a dungeon holder. I think
the word he's looking for there is master, a dungeon master.
Maybe. Hey, we've got another guest who I know we've got some conversations to share. Welcome, Beth. How are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm great. How are you, Jack?
I'm feeling blessed. You have something going on tomorrow, right?
Indeed. And actually, it's been pretty, well, you've been highly recommended to invite for it too. So
I don't know if that's good or bad, though. That's what I'm wondering.
I don't mind if people kind of go back and forth at each other, but on my channel, but I have pretty strict rules about keeping things at least somewhat, I guess, respectable.
Beautiful.
So, how you doing, Dusty?
Please remind me of the channel name. I forgot.
I'll drop it in the back for you.
That'd be great. And
that's better hand jobs.
No, that's not it.
You should Google that though and see if it comes up.
Yeah, actually, I've got it right here.
Oh, you got it already?
What did you search?
It's Culture Corrections, correct?
Correct.
Shit, what have I been watching?
Oh,
beautiful.
Shit. Good question. If you're not sure.
Yeah, I got it earlier. And so what we are referring to, the link is in the chat there. Culture Corrections 3:15, and tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock Eastern time.
You got it, sir.
A discussion on cults.
Well, cult mentality, how we end up in those traps and all of that kind of, the social aspects of it for sure. And I'm also a huge Chase Hughes fan. His work's brilliant. So,
isn't it?
Yeah, I've been watching him as well as the Behavior Panel for years now. If you haven't seen the Behavior Panel, excellent channel to check out. It's really, really good. I'll throw the link in the back for you. You'll love it.
Please do. I'm gathering more and more. I'm finding more and more. There's so many inspiring, well-developed people online, and these concepts of inner healing Oh my God, it's what our world is looking for. It's what's going to change our world. That's what I know. And
Well,
Chase, go ahead.
I was just going to say, well, that's only if the right voices kind of get through, right?
Yeah.
And then if it's processed correctly, because people tend to take what they hear and put it in a myriad of different ways. So you never know. You can throw the best token of advice out there and somebody can turn it into the most damaging thing in their life.
Or they can ignore it. Like Jack has most of my advice. Not all of it, but most of it.
But Dusty gives great advice, man.
Which you wouldn't expect. I'm such a douche.
I've seen both. I've seen great advice, and I've also seen perhaps self-serving advice. But no, let me not be too bold with that. Because actually you've got a character that comes across. I've said it before. I think often you present as dead inside. And I've accused you of being selfish, although I have clearly seen generosity from you as well. So
I'm shocked that you see Dusty as being dead inside. I think that he's just very good at being stoic, and he's very good at picking and choosing what he wants to be emotional about. And if he is going to be emotional, though, he picks that stoicism most of the time, unless it's rage. Then he has.
If
fun
I'm
with
hungry, yeah.
The hunger is that's different. That's a physical thing, not so much of an emotional thing. But I guess it can influence some. Good bowl of cereal is great for Dusty.
Mm-hmm.
We are that. The dead inside. It could be a poor description of what I'm seeing, right? Misinterpreting, self-preservation.
It's how emotionally undisciplined people experiencing me being emotionally disciplined.
Well, I've admitted I have learned from your ability to be stoic, to be more grounded. Particularly, this is one of the things a quality I've noticed about you is you are able to say things that appear cruel, but without emotion, just matter of fact, and very, very grounded in the discussion. And that's something I can truly respect.
Yeah, it's a good skill to have, because people feel like when they say unpleasant things that are reality, like they're like it's a mean thing they're doing, but it's not. So if you can sort of split that feeling and just deliver it matter of fact, but without malice, because a lot of times people get anxious and then they lean into malice, or they put the tone in their voice because they assume that they're going to get kicked back anyways. I assume that I'm talking to people who are mature enough to handle it, and if not, then whatever. I can always use another lolcow.
Interesting. And as I'm listening, I'm trying to reflect on myself, because the patterns of fighting, the patterns of conflict that I had developed in myself, and maybe it was an inner conflict that I was carrying and projecting out. When I anticipated resistance or pushback, I think I'd overbuild myself for battle, right? And then that comes through as emotional. But I've been working on it, and the online stuff, it's proven to be it is a proving ground, a battleground, I guess, right?
People start fighting in their heads before they've even interacted with the other person, right? And so it's useful always to just assume that the other person is on your side, right? Like I know somebody who was getting evicted, and when the cops showed up to kick her out, she acted like they were there to help her move, right? And started handing her the boxes and shit. And if you have the attitude you bring to a situation does way more to direct the how it goes than anything else.
It does. You can guide people through anything that you need them to go through, right?
That's why I hate hearing people say, I match energy. Like, why the fuck do you match energy? Why wouldn't you set the energy?
Right. And that's what you should do. I think the big thing is they're like, look, I'll come with it, at least when I'm viewing it as like when some people are using it, right? Their point is that they're going to come in all nice and good faith until you start giving them shit. Then if you want to play, they'll play too. But I think, it's like setting the tone and controlling the emotion of it it does a better job in the long run. Even if, you're getting screamed at or cussed at, even Jack, just like, the message you got backstage first, where you were just like, nah, by giving it that little amount of effort and attention, you're controlling the narrative, whereas other people get to kind of act out. So
Thank you.
better for you in the long run.
I agree. And speaking of snafu, I saw you got blocked or timed out in the chat. It's not going to get you on the panel. Okay. You're here sharing discontent and hate. So try again another day.
That's somebody who could use some meditation in his life.
I know. And here's the deal. I have been so generous, so tolerant, so patient with that dude. The one requirement I've placed upon him, he's still never followed through with. The only thing I've asked him for is one conversation where he lets me lead the conversation. He's never once. And he calls me, he sends me texts, he calls me in the middle of the night, in the middle of the day. Yeah.
You got that good loosh.
There's something well, in the things I'm learning about the spiritual aspect, we are responsible for what we experience. That somehow whatever we're experiencing out here is a reflection of what's within us. And so I got to look at myself and wonder, why am I attracting this? No, why am I attracting that?
Some people look for certain personalities and just make that a target, right? And especially if they think that they have that they're stronger than you, or have, if they think they can control you, they will. That's part of the discussion I want to have tomorrow, is why these things happen, why these groups form, and what the goal is, and the tactics that are used. And I think to a degree, well, even we can see politically, I would even qualify, the political situation as cult-like these days, for sure. Go ahead, Dusty.
2 packs of sugar has a stupid comment down there that I'd like to address. Of course, it's for suffering folks. And of course, you have to learn to sit. You're not going to be able to meditate if you aren't sitting still. So thank you for a redundantly loserish comment.
I actually was going to bring that up myself. Meditation is not for the suffering folks. Learn to sit still first. There are prerequisites for it. It's not just sitting and waiting. It's sitting and being, sitting and observing, being with the observing, being with the awareness. That's what I see. Oh, maybe that's what they mean. If you have a problem, meditation isn't going to fix it.
It's not going to fix your overdrafted bank account, but it will make it less unpleasant.
For sure. The first step to fixing any problem, you have to address your own psyche, because otherwise you're not going to be motivated to fix the problem, or emotionally able to, work through it in a way that's coherent and, level.
Here, I'm going to bring up another guest. Welcome to you, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Truly blessed.
Awesome, awesome. You look divine, Beth. Absolutely divine as always.
Well,
And so do you, Jack. So do you, Jack. Flo, you look a little evil tonight, but that's okay.
I do.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's just a normal amount.
Maybe tipping the scale 5150, sort of. Yeah, not
Okay.
too bad. Just that. So, Jack, I think the meditation thing is kind of cool. And I think that we can better ourselves through meditation, because if you focus on positive, if we're leaning into good thoughts, we don't leave the room for that negativity. We don't leave the room for, even though some stuff may go awry, we're going to be better equipped to handle it with patience and calmness.
More than that, did you know that a long time ago there was a doctor who actually used meditation to perform surgery just to be able to like keep people he would have them enter meditative states when in these situations where there wasn't any anesthesia, and like no shit, I think it's insane. I don't think I couldn't believe it actually worked, but apparently it's pretty well documented he did surgeries using meditation.
I think if you go back, you were muted, Dusty. If you go back in time and look at like Edgar Casey and the readings he did, I don't know that he was actually meditating, but they said that he would go into a trance-like state, which is what I equate to meditation.
Yes.
And then he would be able to, astral project or whatever, travel and do I mean, he's the most prolific psychic ever. So kind of hard to argue against some of the things that he, they recorded he did and said.
Is he though? I think the popes were supposed to. Well, this is what's interesting is he listed off every pope through the last pope and said that at that point the church would fall. However, now we have our first American pope. So has the church fallen, or is it going to under this pope?
Maybe. I mean,
it's interesting to think about.
What I believe, and if and I don't mean to step on anybody else that might have a thought of this, but Trump's before this pope, his first run at presidency, he did go around and went to Israel and all that, and one of the places he went was to the Vatican. There was a lot of people that said he put the Pope on notice or did this or that. There was something about red velvet shoes, that really crazy stuff. Now, this is all conspiracy stuff. I'm not going too far into it, but I am going to tell you this. Things did change, and the opinions kind of, of Trump ended up a lot different around the world. He started getting on coins and, that whole bullshit and moving the Jerusalem, the embassy to Jerusalem. He did some stuff that was unheard of, unexpected, and unwelcome in a lot of ways. So needless to say, my point being, did the Vatican have to reshape itself in order to continue? So is, like you're saying,
please.
Well, it gets crazier than that. So this I'm sorry, Jack, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm not sure how we got onto the topic of the Vatican or the Pope.
Meditation, yeah.
That's where I was trying to bring, right? This idea that if we have a problem, meditation isn't going to fix it. What meditation does is it reveals the answers to fixing it. And truly, that is the path of prayer and meditation that I think Edward or Casey and many others, that's what they're doing. They're tapping into the higher mind, seeking the answers that are available. And the reality is, knowledge is what cures us. True knowledge is what heals us, at least our minds, and it leads us to curing and solving problems in the outer world too.
You have someone in the basement, right?
I do.
Okay. My apologies.
Thank you. I've been wanting to change, and I like the idea of limiting the number, because when we get too many panels, it just turns into Jacks in the back. And
I respect that, Jack, because I really wanted to just come up and speak about this meditation, because people are questioning the meditation. So I'm hoping I can clarify. As a mechanic, I enjoyed my job so well that it was my meditation. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah,
There are things
absolutely.
there are things that we do in life that put us at peace. So it's not a matter of sitting. Sitting has nothing to do with meditation, as posed by the gentleman or woman down in chat. That has absolutely nothing to do with it. You do not have to learn how to sit still first. It is a matter of mental state of being.
You
And
can
that
lose yourself on a
and
bike ride.
and that is being just like Eckhart Tolle mentioned, and somebody mentioned in chat, be here now. The power of now. Learning how to enjoy this space. But most people are generated towards doing something that they're peaceful with doing. Most people
I
don't
mean,
find, most people don't
most
find a job that they enjoy.
I did. Most people have to learn to meditate through stillness first, though. You can do it lots of different ways, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that you can just go straight to. You can't pass the sitting still to learn it. I don't think probably. I mean, you could, but that's not really
The key
Well,
is
there-
reality on it.
I think there are finite times that we sit down and we retrospectively think about the things that we really do enjoy and try to manifest that. I think that's the true manifestation and meditation as sitting. But the actual activity, and I think this has a lot to do with a man's words. A man is bound by his words, but his actions have greater meaning. And that's when our talents truly come together with our thoughts, the true meditation of what we want to do, because it's a positive aspect we all have. I know I would much rather be a mechanic than somebody sitting behind an office chair making twice as much.
the key and the point of sitting. It's really to train the mind to focus. And the practice of focus also includes the
Stop
practice of,
focusing.
yes, to stop focusing, to focus on not focusing, to focus on
Well,
it sounds, it may not make sense, and well, that's how life works. Things don't make sense until they do, right? And then once it clicks, once you get it, then you get it, and once you get it, you know, and once you know, you don't need to know different, you just
Yes.
need to know.
Yeah, it's like muscle memory. Think about a fast draw gunsmith or gun artist. You know, that's most of it is muscle memory because they've meditated and thought about doing it and practice it both. So now it's just they do it without even thinking.
I drove by my old neighborhood where I grew up and riding a skateboard across the streets and up and down, sidewalks by trees that the brand new sidewalks they cut. Nowadays, they're all cut up. I was watching them, the trees have broken them and stuff. But when I was young, this was all brand new shit. And just thinking about how that muscle memory worked, I was literally thinking about that today on how we'd go down these sidewalks and these tricky things on skateboards that weren't more than skates with, they were literally like skates back in the day, the older ones. We made them ourselves even. My dad made me a couple skateboards. But that muscle memory kept us on our feet, kept us from getting too beat up.
how much would it take for you to skateboard on camera?
I was thinking about that today. How difficult would it be to skateboard again?
I was gonna say, what, the cost of a new hip, maybe.
Katie and I went roll to the skating rink the other night. We go occasionally, but
Oh, that's so cute.
Jack's getting the face.
I would roller skate. I'd go to the skating rink and go roller skate.
Thank you, Scott. Well, we've got another guest who's been sitting in the back. Tarek, what's going on with you, my friend?
Jack, good to see you. I'm just here to bring balance because I see Flow Stays here, and I see his people are here, and sometimes they do attack you. So I'm here to make sure nobody's attacking you.
Strange. Okay.
Trust I'm okay. I mean, I appreciate the gesture, but what, you think I can't take care of myself? And frankly, no offense, dude, but you don't get me. I know I can't trust you because you don't get me. So I don't
Jack,
get it.
you don't have to trust me because I know myself and I know about the truth and about, like, being honest. So even if you don't trust me, you can take care of yourself. But sometimes what Flo does is he brings his little minions and they start doing their thing and they just take advantage of your kindness. That's what happens. And you let them talk and you try to be more quiet, and then ends up being like a flow state channel.
All right. No, I appreciate that. Thank you. But please recognize that, I'm making changes here. So, Sean, welcome to you. How are you, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling blessed.
It's like
Feeling
musical
blessed.
chairs in here. Just
I like the 4. 4 is a nice and clean. You're
unlike
bringing
Tarek.
well, and Sean's bringing beautiful sunset from the rooftop again. It looks like.
Mm.
How are
Thank
the
you.
mangoes out there?
I
You
don't know.
did. I was. I don't know where I was, but DJM was on panel. It was like 4 a.m. or some shit, and she goes, "Oh, there goes Peniel, looking up in people's trees for mangoes. I guess it's mango season." And he walks around barefoot in the middle of the night, looking up at people's mango trees, kind of plotting his chart in the course.
Yeah. I'm quite a mango hunter. I would call myself mango.
Is it mango season now, or when is mango season?
No, it's about another 3 months. It's pretty easy to remember, right? Because it's May. May is mango. Yeah, mango month. It essentially is when it like really kicks off. I actually oftentimes get my first mango on Illuminati Day, which is the 1st of May. So
Learn
yeah.
something new every day.
Illuma Mango Day. Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
I love it.
I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, less than 3 months. But speaking of dates and all that, Jack, I was just thinking when I was watching that today is actually 3 years and 3 months since you and Paul met on my birthday, on my 30th birthday. If I remember correctly, it was my 30th birthday.
Happy
November
anniversary.
Yeah, so I'm 33 right now, right? And today is 3 months, 3 years and 3 months since you and Paul met on my 30th birthday, and I'm 33, right? So 3 years and 3 months ago. And today is 2/6/26, and in gematria, God equals 26. 26 letters in the alphabet. I could go on about 26, but yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Thought that was really given the topic, and yeah, I appreciate what Wizard was sharing too with his feelings on meditation, and you guys were kind of touching on Be Here Now, which of course can be attributed to Baba Ram Dass. I'm sure you're aware of Ram Dass.
Of course.
rest in power. And yeah, I mean, it's interesting to consider the the notion that well, not the notion, but some would say the fact that he was involved with Esalen Institute. If I'm not mistaken, he was involved with Esalen Institute, like Alan Watts and Joe Rogan and so many others, Timothy Leary, Terrence McKenna. And if there was anyone I would want to pick's brain about that, it would probably be TML. TML would probably be an interesting. And I mean to go on his panel more, but I just I always get caught up listening. But yeah, maybe if he's in the chat, I don't know if he is. He could share his thoughts on that topic. But
good talking to you, Sean.
Yeah. Likewise.
Name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Would you like to say your last rites? You're welcome, Sean. I spared you with my humor.
Yeah. It's
Amen.
Ingles Consante. Santo Maria.
well, the idea is to practice being with the now. The world we've been born into, and it's kind of in line with the idea of the cult, right? For tomorrow. We've been conditioned to not be now. We've been conditioned to plan and prepare or regret and remember. And as New Guru is saying, there is only the now. The rest is imaginary. And yet, how much of our day is caught up and controlled by imaginary, by thoughts and memories?
Tomorrow's promised to nobody, right?
Honestly, I
Indeed.
could probably spend more headspace thinking about the future or the past. Like,
And
The
I
meek will
probably live,
inherit.
I live almost entirely in the now. Probably too much so.
I mean, you could argue there is only the now, right? So
Well, yeah.
the past, present, and future are all occurring currently at this moment simultaneously. It doesn't really make sense to the mind because we're, the time is a construct and we're in a sense in this realm, we're subject to it, so
Ah,
it's a dichotomous paradox.
the idea of time, it truly is a concept, and yet it's a concept, an idea that it controls us, it controls our society. People are managed, people allow a schedule that they choose to control them. And then we give our power away to the past choices. This question, what are the signs you've fallen out of the now? In my experience, it's the feeling. And that kind of ties into what Chase
A
Hughes.
rash.
No, the feelings inside, the anxiety, the fear, the anger, those are typically not here. In my early practices of trying to wake myself up, trying to change my mindset, I actually set reminders on my phone. Right, I set the alarm to go off every 4 hours throughout my waking day, and I'd use that reminder, that signal to check in with me. What am I thinking about? What am I feeling? Is what I'm thinking about and is what I'm feeling, is it related to what I am doing in the present? There were so many times I was just caught up in memories or I was future tripping and I wasn't present. The more I practice being present, the simpler life got.
well, for sure. You've got the past, which you can't do anything about. And even if you're trying to plan for the future, the best plan can get fucked up by one simple decision made by somebody who's wholly unconnected to whatever you're trying to do. So,
What's that mice and men quote? The best laid plans of mice and men often go awry.
And you
indeed.
got to get to a quinceanera. They're fun. Mexicans know how to
They
party
are.
down. They
They
are
do.
fun. It sounds dumb, but like I swear to God, you'll party all night with those people.
Speaking of Mexicans, yesterday I went to the DMV and there was 4,000 Mexicans. So I went to another one trying to get my license because I lost my wallet. And there's another 4,000 Mexicans. I'm like, what's going on here? So I went up to the sheriff. I said, I can't get my license today because there's too many people in line. They shut down people getting their license. He goes, well, everybody is here because DeSantis has cut off anybody getting their license taking a test in Spanish. After tomorrow, they have to take it in English.
Oh yeah.
Yes, state of Florida has cut off anybody taking the test. And we're right here in Cuba. Miami's, holy mackerel. There's so many Puerto Ricans and Cubans in this state and now Mexicans since the last 5-10 years. I mean, there's a lot of Spanish people. So this is pretty significant.
Sweet.
I grew up in a neighborhood where white was the minority. We had a lot of Latino families, and oh my gosh, those birthday parties and the quinceañeras. Yeah, you're not joking. They're a lot of fun.
Jack, I'm here to protect Tarek from you.
There you go.
Because sometimes you bully Tarek and kick him off the stage and he needs protected. So could you bring him back up so that he can feel safe now that I'm here to protect him?
I'll mute while he's
I'm done with my sandwich. I couldn't protect him properly earlier.
It's hard to do that.
Now that he's eaten,
Come on up, little guy. You'll be safe.
I didn't get what he was doing. And maybe I didn't give him a fair chance, but
He was trying to pick a fight with
that's
me.
what I gathered.
Mm-hmm.
Well, certainly.
Ding, ding.
But it is fascinating. It's remarkable how many people. I know it's not just me, but maybe I notice it, and maybe it's because I've grown sensitive to it. I don't know. So many people say they're helping me, and they are not.
Yeah. Oh, that's for sure true. I mean, to be completely fair, though, you do the same thing to other people.
Okay. That could be the perspective. For sure.
Trying to help somebody when it wasn't requested is usually control. It's masquerading control.
It can be. I can understand that perspective, and that is something where I guess I have been working on and trying to figure out.
And that comment wasn't at you. It was. I mean, if it fits, it fits. But I was saying I said something about you, and then I made a broad statement without separating the two.
No,
we could point that one at most of us, though. We often
Exactly.
There's.
I don't try to help when I want to control. I just say, Scott, shut the fuck up.
No, you're just an asshole. But let's not even say that. Let's say this: you're not a control freak. You're just somebody that wants to dominate the situation. You're more egotistical, and you're probably a little more. There's arrogance tied into it too. I mean, you think you're better than people. You walk around with your chip on your shoulder and think you know more. I was a banker. I have this or that.
I actually do know more than you there.
What?
For sure.
Listen, what we do is we run on
part of it
different
is just
sides.
my reading comprehension. It's not even banking experience. You just lack reading comprehension sometimes.
That's not true. We see things a little bit differently, and we have different avenues of research that we have gone through. So when I see things on one side of the ledger, you're seeing the other. For instance, when I look at the dollar, I can see on it where it says this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. Did you know there's two systems? There's a public system and a private system. On every fucking bill they print, it tells you public and private. Most people don't get it. There's two ledgers out there. They're running two games at once.
This is the reading comprehension thing.
Well, I'm just telling you, it's right in front of you, and you still don't want to buy it. You're just going to sink that ship and forget that tender is a vessel. That's what it is.
I'm showing so much restraint right now, Scott.
It's okay.
Thank you for that.
And thank you for giving me a little bit of levity, Jack, because not for nothing. We have different roads that we go down and we see different
But mine
things.
is right.
Well, I see the road as a shipping lane. So maybe I'm right.
Well, this is where you're both wrong, because you both have accepted the cult of commerce, that commerce and budgets and authority, those rule the world. Well, you only believe that if you're a bootlicker.
Well, everybody believes that because it actually does.
I don't believe it.
And
you're not everybody.
And which one of us has more power?
That's what I was just going to say. If someone who has power is forcing the system onto you, then, you end up eventually with no choice but to accept that.
We're kind of all under the boot of necessity.
Okay.
Correct.
We are currently under that boot, but I guess this is where I'm trying to get people to see. Let's think beyond it. Let's think beyond a world that's limited by commerce, because the only way commerce is going to continue, it's with the banking industry. And the banking industry is protected by these structures of authority. And the only thing that gives authority and the result of the banking industry, the only thing that gives authority and wealth its power, is the separation of knowledge, secrets and lies. That's what has mankind divided and at war with itself.
You don't think it's apathy more than that?
Ooh, apathy is a result of conditioning.
Because lots of people know lots of things and don't do a damn thing.
Yeah, that's something that I believe prayer and meditation can help with.
Why do you think that is, Flo? They knowing there's
Part
a problem.
Part programming and part pragmatism. I mean, like, the reality is that the system it's both, right? One, we've been trained up in a way, and I'm not going to go far down this rabbit hole, but that teaches us to devalue and diminish ourselves and our time. But also, we're just one person in a whole sea of motherfuckers. So
that's 8 billion of us are saying, what can one person do?
Which lends itself to as we get together like this, when the two or more are together, when you start forming a faction, you have standing more than not. And as we come together day in and day out, and you and Paul may be able to talk or not be able to talk, if you could get outside of this, put aside your differences, come to some fucking, and I'm talking to both you, Jack.
I'm not the one that carries around a grudge. You're talking to the wrong guy.
It's not just you. It's pretty much everybody. And you eliminate. Listen, I was talking to Jack the other day, and I literally told him, I said, the things that could go forward if you kept the N
Did
word.
you hear Jack and Paul's 3-year, 3-month anniversary?
Yeah, yeah. How about that?
3 years and 3 months of awkward gay sexual tension.
If Paul's out there listening, if we could put aside our differences and come together with trying to actually put forth our best foot to come with solutions, to come with actual truth and meaning behind conversations, I think there could, you could build this, but you couldn't have somebody.
You sound like you've been listening to Talcott.
You couldn't have somebody like a Tommy coming in with the N word and the F word, the F bombs, because you're just going to turn TOS yourself out of the game. But like Dusty, what you did with the shake weight the other day, you do funny stuff like that. You put that, Jack, I'm talking about marketing, just pure marketing. There's funny stuff you can do to get the word out, to get attention, and then go back to serious stuff. People pay attention to stuff that they just identify with. And sometimes people identify with this crazy fucking guy up here. So,
I know.
I mean, not for nothing. They identify with you. They identify with me. Nobody really identifies with me. I mean,
Scott, why are we here? Why are we here in this moment?
Meditating? I was in a meditation.
Are we here to
I identify with that.
I just want to remind you, I mean, yeah, I'm not disagreeing, but what the hell? Do you think we're here to identify with Dusty? Is that what the purpose of this time is for?
That was more or less you identifying with him, not me, and Paul identifying with you. It was kind of a call to action to try and maybe get everybody together on the same boat and not try and throw people overboard.
It would be nice, but it's not a perfect world.
Never is. And what you do is, if you find yourself trying to throw somebody out of the boat, you step out yourself for a little while till you can fucking get your shit together. Because you know what? Everybody's going to be stronger when they're together than they are when they're fighting each other. There's plenty of assholes out in the world that aren't a part of this right now that we can fight against unified.
Can we try to be united here?
That's the point.
It's crazy how Scott's like excellent at reading people and terrible at it at the same time.
Yes, it is. It's amazing.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. That's well observed, actually. Thank you. Tell you what, just here for aesthetics, I'm going to do it like this. Chuck, you've been in the back for a little bit. What's going on with you?
I just wanted to share on your topic of prayer and meditation was all.
Please
I
do.
use prayer as my way to talk to a God that I understand, a power greater than me. And I use meditation to listen, to try to receive what I need, to clear the thinking, as you were talking about. And a lot of it does, when you're in stillness like that, a lot of times the answers to your problems will come to you, and you're able to use that in real life. Or am I off base with the way you think about it?
I've heard you say those words before, but I think you're just saying words, dude.
You were doomed from the start.
He's not. Well, Chuck's never really accepted ability or responsibility for how he has interacted with me, how he's spoken about me, how he's been actually quite disrespectful towards me.
Oh, I thought we were doing good mood caught today.
Well, Chuck chose to show up and spend time in the back panel, and I'm wondering why.
And I didn't fill your back chat with a bunch of gobbledygook. I just sat there patiently.
tell you what, and I brought you up and you repeated what you've said many times about prayer and meditation. So
Well, what about is
are you
mine? What makes mine bad and yours good? Because you repeat.
because you're just saying words. You don't actually know what you're talking about, Chuck. You just think you're saying what's right.
So what's
And-
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I had a question for you though. What is the distinguishing difference between what he's talking about and the kind of meditation that you're talking about?
Well, Chuck knows those are the right words, right? But I don't think he actually does that. I don't think he actually prays for answers, and listens. I don't think he goes to his heart and seeks answers, particularly with the vile things that he's chosen to spread and to share about Jack.
I apologize. I don't know anything about that.
What Jack is saying is that he doesn't like Chuck.
Yeah.
Chuck is proven to have no respect for me. So, I have a tough time finding reasons to like people who disrespect me and don't appreciate me and yet want to show up here and act like there's no problem.
It's not an issue for Paul.
Paul at least brings some humor and some wisdom. Chuck just brings his same old nonsense. He's in that cult of the 12 steps and always wants to remind me how I'm like him, but he doesn't want to see how I'm not like him.
I can see the similarities.
Maybe. I don't know.
I can't believe I'm getting away with that.
I have tried, Chuck. I have tried. And you want to, wow, that surprises you after the judgment you've been condemning me for?
Did you hear Did you hear that I would fuck Yolanda? Have you heard that yet?
No.
Okay. I just wanted it to be known. I accidentally killed her during a game of Marry Fuck Kill, and she found out about it.
All right. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't either, Jack. So we're in the same boat on that.
You never played that game?
I'm familiar with it. I haven't played it.
Right.
Okay, Jack. There's 3 of us on the panel. You get to marry one, kill one, and fuck one. Who do you choose for which slot?
I just jumped off a cliff, so you know.
But you bounce because you're fat.
You don't get the option to jump off the cliff and kill yourself. Get over it.
But when I bounced, then I landed on a fucking chain link fence and a big spike on the top.
I'm just gonna say no.
Best answer of the night.
I appreciate this. Self-awareness is noticing, and meditation is training the noticing. I like that, because that's the idea, is to train what we are noticing. And the practice I found in myself for meditation, it's to truly go within and notice not just the discomfort, because the discomfort can be found whether you want to find it or not, but find what feels good within yourself in the present.
Jack, I see Jimmy Shively down there shooting his shots. I think that this might be an opportunity for peace. Do you think you could broker peace between me and Jimmy?
I'm welcome to try.
Jimmy, hit the link, big guy.
Violet Taylor up. Complete clown and garbage panelists. Wow. That's kind of a quick judgment there.
Well, I've known Jimmy for actually quite a while, since longer than you. He used to be a big fan of me, but then he became a big fan of Paul, and he's stuck more to Paul's guns than Paul has, because he's just one of those, useful idiots. But I think that this is an opportunity for you to start the world peace thing.
I welcome, if Mr. Shively is if he's willing, please Please do join.
Jack, I'm going to ask you, as long as you can tolerate it, leave me up to moderate with you, and I'll leave you the front seat and take a back seat and see what happens. Come on, Jimmy.
All right.
You know, though, this it's funny because the situation actually ties into something I wanted to say with the last few things you were saying, Jack, and that's that one of the biggest problems I think that we face as human beings is we get too comfortable in our dysfunction, and it is a challenge. People don't like change when it's just normal change. The change coming out of dysfunction into something that's healthier and better for you, a lot of people won't even take the first step.
It seems so frightening,
Yeah.
especially if that dysfunction has been a lifelong pattern.
Indeed.
I'm glad you brought that up, Beth, because I remember the feelings of absolute fear. I was so afraid of getting sober, of going and checking myself into detox. I was so afraid of improving my life. If that's not insanity, I mean, it's absolute evidence of insanity. But this is what I've heard it mentioned through many spiritual authors and writers. The ego within us, the identity of us, it is a symptom of insanity. And this society profits from the insane.
Yes. I think that
I
sometimes.
profit from the insane too.
Oh, we already knew that, Dusty. The idea of doing things over and over again and not changing them, regardless of how it impacts you. I mean, I think that the ones who are leading the world, right, they're kind of banking on the everyday person to do that and to be stuck in that. Otherwise, their plan doesn't work, which, I mean, it's not working anyways, but at least we're comfortable in our dysfunctional routine. If that makes sense.
Let you tell it.
Well, this is the world we were born into. In my opinion, I believe the future will reveal this. And Chuck, here, you're right. I mentioned you were a part of the cult because you and others I've met in the program, you worship the book, you worship the steps, you worship the program, not the results. You don't worship the wisdom, you worship the path. And that is a sign of, well, short-sightedness.
Weakness. Maybe.
Jimmy Shively. Okay, go ahead. I said I'm still hoping for peace, Jack.
Jimmy Shively, come on down.
I am too,
Do you think that he's scared to let us love him?
No.
Like Tommy? Do you think Jimmy and Tommy have the same affliction where like they preemptively reject other people's love because they've never been lovable in their life to anyone?
Very insightful, Dusty.
Thank you.
I assume that's because you've been there yourself. Yes, wounded people. We
Damn, I don't know if I can trust Jack to broker my peace anymore.
Well, in his comment, he did say he was out of here, so I'm not sure if Jimmy's still around or not. Who knows? Could be lurking, and Jimmy, if you are there, you are welcome. Here, we'll do it like that again. You are welcome to join. Beth, you said something, and I forgot where you had brought up.
I was talking about being comfortable in our dysfunction and too afraid to change because it's too hard to change. And at least when you're comfortable, to some degree, it's more comfortable to stay stuck in it than it is to change. And then I had said that the rulers of this world count on us to be stuck in that and too afraid to step forward.
Might have been what Dusty was saying too. I believe the future is going to show that the insanity of our systems, these systems of their corruption, the entire government, economic, all of the system, politics, economics, and religions. Those three things. Those are the things that become so ingrained into people's identities that they're not willing to look outside of them. But if we look beyond the politics, economics, and religion, and I believe the future will look back and see we were insane for charging human beings money to live and learn, insane for denying health care and support for others just because they didn't have that fiat currency. That is insane.
Jack, there's 1/2 of the population out there, and let me say 1/2, probably less than that, but people like Flow State who just don't believe in anything except themselves. So they're always going to take more than their fair share.
Who's
A
going
lot
to
of
take
people.
their fair share?
A lot of people.
A vast amount of people, if not half of the population out there.
My retort would be that I obviously deserve more than somebody like Scott, who can barely think for himself.
I concur in a
Okay.
different fucking world when I'm sleeping.
There's an argument that could be made, right, that one deserves more than another. However, for this system to be the way that it is, it's got to require enabling. Because if we lived in an honest place, we wouldn't allow people to be so selfish. We wouldn't allow people to be hoarding the tools, right? Money is a tool. It's a tool for commerce. It's a tool for exchange. We wouldn't have a society that allows individuals to hoard the tools that everybody needs if we cared, right? And if we were honest with each other, compassionate people would call out the selfish and say, hey, what are you doing? This is kind of why I want to talk to Donald Trump and the other billionaires he's bringing in to run the United States government. You know, what are they doing?
Jack, would you agree that anybody that has a lot of access to resources is going to have more people bending the knee in front of them than someone who has very little or if no access to any resources or, any kind of trade or wealth?
I missed the first part of your question there. I didn't hear what you said.
Hang on a second. Let me take it.
Were you flatlining?
Yeah, I thought he sounded like he was at a self-checkout or something.
I agree with Nude Guru here. Money is a tool for exploitation. I've said before, money is the tool for slavery.
Okay, so so then do you and Nude Guru think that everybody is entitled to your things or your labor?
I believe that we could easily create a more just and fair society where it was rewarding instead of exploitative, right?
Wouldn't that reward look like money?
It doesn't have to be. It could be.
But
It could be a form of currency, but it doesn't have to be. That's the thing.
Nude Guru, what's your social and your credit card number? Let's go.
Right?
He doesn't believe that. He doesn't believe that.
This is an absurd argument against it because, just as Scott was saying earlier, we are trapped in this system.
And my point is that he and you are just as in the system as the rest of us, because you guys, Nude Guru, give us your credit card number. Show us that you believe what you're saying.
Exactly.
It doesn't change the facts.
Since we are stuck in the system, then it becomes a question of, can you really hate on people who are so self-focused on getting higher up the chain, at least? Because it's really kind of shitty to be at the bottom of the chain. And if you're stuck in it anyways, I mean, there's some conformity that's almost required if you want to survive.
Well, this is where, in the bigger picture, it's the idea of the fallen angels, right? They choose to be rulers in hell rather than to serve in heaven. Yet the prophecy in the scripture, and what I truly believe, the design of who we are and what we're here for, I believe we are here to bring heaven to this world. And in the heavenly ways, we'll be generous and kind with one another. We won't be exploiting one another, stepping on each other's backs, insulting one another, going to war against each other. Why? Because I got to look out for mine and you're not mine, so you're against mine. That's a bunch of bullshit.
I agree
You know,
with you. I just
Nude
don't know how
Guru,
we get there.
Nude Guru's dumbass is down there on a device he's paying for, on internet service he's paying for, saying that he's seceded from the system. Obviously, you haven't, bro. I see you around YouTube all the fucking time. I've never seen you donate to anybody. I've never seen you actually give back to the world that you think is so full of everything for free for everybody. You're a taker. You're a leech, and you're a hanger-oner. You're good for nothing. You're not detached from anything. You're just a parasite.
I wouldn't jump to such severe conclusions.
Has he ever supported your channel at all?
Not economically. Not well, and not an awful lot of encouragement either. He likes to show up and offer.
He sits around and acts like he's important, and he's not. He's just a deadbeat ass loser.
He acts superior, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But that's
his right to do so.
Yep.
But we don't have to pretend like he's anything other than just he's like 5-speed or 4-speed, whatever the fuck his name is, where he goes around and he says opaque things that don't mean a lot, but you're supposed to interpret wisdom into the ambiguity, you know. Another fraud.
Well, there is wisdom. Hey, Chuck, why don't you go elsewhere? Okay. I don't need you around here. And you're clearly not here to support me or donate to me. So go over to Dusty's. He's got a stream. It looks like he's going. Go give money over there. You fucking prick.
Can't we take that on Nude Guru instead?
I prefer Nude Guru.
Jack has done much more to help your channel and you than Nude Guru ever has. And he's also done it with less arrogance.
Yeah. Chuck has also gone around and supported the likes of Margot. And
I didn't say that he hasn't done things to detract.
Well,
I didn't say he hasn't done things to detract. I'm saying if you just look at the positive only, not the net, if you just look at the positive, he's done dramatically more positive than Nude Guru has.
All right. I probably can't deny that, but I look at the bigger picture. And Nude Guru has done a lot less harm or damage towards me and my reputation than that piece of crap Chuck.
I mean, ultimately, Nude Guru is just impotent. He's not really had any effect on anybody, positive or negative.
All right. That could be.
Yeah, but I'll step in here just for a moment and tell you, Dusty, if you're standing up for Chuck, you're walking a thin line here. Just a little bit.
That's true. I like to live dangerously. Sometimes.
So, but Jack seems to be in a pretty good mood, and let's get back to the meditation. Jack, where do you want to go? Beth was meditating this whole time.
I'm just taking it all in, listening to you, gentlemen.
Isn't that cute? She called us gentlemen.
Enjoy it while you got it. No.
Sit up.
Well, ideally, Scott, the idea of me dropping the link was to invite people who wanted to discuss the topic.
Oh, I do. That's why I brought it back to you. I absolutely do. I have a couple more thoughts, but I don't want to overshadow where you wanted to go with things more than I already have, I guess.
There you go, Dusty.
By the way,
yeah, buddy. Thank you, Chuck. Much better than Nude Guru.
Yeah. Chuck, thanks for joining.
So, meditation.
Yeah.
This is meditation right here, this puppy.
That puppy's
is that picture Ian with like a Russian hat on?
Yeah, I think it is.
What the fuck?
That's funny. Fuck.
It's bizarre. It's truly bizarre. Here, we do have an interesting character in the back. Moose, what's going on with you?
Thank you, Jack.
That ninja moose.
it's a beautiful day, and Scott kind of looked like his dog was dead sitting there. It's kind of weird. It's kind of awkward watching him. But Jack, no, like seriously, I'm impressed. You've changed your format a little bit. I've noticed that you're doing a little bit more monologuing, and I find that to, even though my opinion is just my opinion, I find that to be your strength, your power, and I actually enjoyed listening to it, and I just want to say thank you.
I appreciate that.
It's good
Moose,
to
do you
see him.
meditate?
Do I masturbate? Yes.
Yeah.
Meditate.
Yes. Yeah, I do meditate. Sorry, that seriously I do.
I hear a lot of people say that they do, but I don't think a lot of people understand it. And it comes down to the mind overcomplicating things. Because the mind is, what's
Do you
that?
have some like good techniques for like helping the mind kind of like, quiet down a little bit so that way you can dive deeper into the certain aspects that you're trying to do?
Yes, there are many. And what I would suggest is everyone needs to find their own path and their own method. There's many gurus, there's many methods to it, many different ways of meditation, many different explanations of it. What I found helpful for me is real simple. Define it. See, my mind, I'm very intellectual. My mind has been my problem and my gift. When my mind was my problem, it was overactive. I didn't know how to shut it down. That's why I constantly was drinking. But once I started recognizing that I was my problem and I needed to fix my problem, which was me, I realized, well, who am I? I am my thoughts. I am my beliefs. I am my feelings. And all those things are real, but they're only real to me. So I defined what is a meditative mind. It's a mind that is at peace. So can you bring peace to your mind? And if you can, how long? Go ahead, bud.
Well, wait now, because meditation, while yes, it can most certainly be used to bring us peace and slow us down, it can also be used to really dig deeper and get your mind working in overdrive, picking apart, things that you're trying to figure out. So I think you've got, two different routes that you can take and use.
And that's where I was meaning. There's many different methods of meditation, and I appreciate that. Years ago, when I was really looking at it, I can't remember. I think I had 3 different ways that I found. There was reflective, contemplative, and something else. The idea is to get my mind to shut down. I would focus on 2 and more things, because our mind is divided. We've got a bicameral mind, the left and the right. And in my own practice, what I was paying attention to is I can focus on 2 different things at the same time. And so that's where focusing on the breath, being the breath is in the present moment. So being in the now with the breath. And then I would reflect on happenings, reflect on ideas, contemplate on what I was feeling, what I was thinking. By training a focus and practicing just staying focused for longer periods of time, I would notice the nervous system, actually, you can feel the shift. You can feel your inner nervous system actually detach from stuff and relax. And I had so many breakthroughs with what you're saying, maybe having the mind active and kind of going over ideas.
Mm-hmm.
You find that, Anne? Please go ahead.
I don't mean to correct where it's not my place, but you keep using the word focus, and I just think that that's the opposite of what it is. So I don't know how you mean it, but the way I'm interpreting the word that comes out of your mouth, if I wasn't familiar with meditation, I would be getting the wrong impression from that word.
You
I
might
mean,
be right, but
Because it's not actually focus. It's an absence of focus.
not always,
We-
Dusty. You
Hey,
can
not all.
meditate the other way as well, where
Yeah.
you slow yourself down, block out everything else except for this one thing.
The
that
one
you
task,
wanna-
right? Like you're
That's
mowing
what
the
Jack
lawn or
was saying.
shaving, right? But
Jack was saying he has 3 different methods of meditation. So that's one of the methods or whatever. Right,
Yeah.
Jack? I'm following
Yes.
along.
Yes, thank you, Moose. Yeah. In thinking about your goals, have you considered asking the FBI for their help? Would you like someone to call them to see if they can help for you and Dusty?
please do. Yes,
I don't have faith.
No, that Brown's boy, you should call them for real, and you should record it, and then you can play it back on TML's 18-hour-long nonsense stream, and you guys can just dive deeper into your shared schizophrenia. It'll be great. I'll review it even. TML wants, yeah. Never mind. I'll shut up now.
That could be
I'm not being
entertaining. That could be
at
very
peace.
entertaining.
I didn't recognize that was Brown's boy. But that question of the FBI, yeah, I don't have faith that they would do their job, because if the FBI was actually doing their job, wouldn't Donald Trump, or wouldn't there be some damn arrests made?
There's not one damn stream we can get through, Jack.
Yeah.
Without talking
work
about
on
Donald
that.
Trump or what?
Every single stream he has to mention Donald Trump. I don't like Donald Trump either. I just think that it's people are so, whether you love him or hate him, the whole world seems so locked into the cult of personality that is Donald Trump. No,
I would.
I think what it is you hear about him every day. Sorry, Beth, but you hear about him all day long. He's like, everybody's posting about him on Facebook. He's fucking Twittering. He's on the news. Like, he's banging this broad, banging that broad, doing this, doing that. Like, I don't think it would be that important to anybody had, like, people not talked about it. Like, if nobody fucking said anything, nobody would even care.
No, actually, so even when I traveled overseas, like I did this weird thing where, like, it was during his first term where he had just become our president for the first time. And I was asking people in other countries what they thought about Donald Trump being our president. And I got the most interesting responses, because the way they saw it was that America has looked weak for a long time, because Obama would do this thing of like, don't do that or I'm gonna XYZ, and then they do it anyways, and he just no, but he never actually did anything. And the way they saw it was, now this individual is not cut from that cloth that we're used to dealing with, and they saw it almost as a wild card where they were kind of scared he would do something, so nobody really wanted to screw with him, and they anticipated him making the U.S. look strong again. So just interesting input, that's all.
The reason I bring him up is he's evidence. He's evidence of today. And today we have, well, he is a felon. He's a criminal in the White House.
Shout out to them.
Well, he's also enabling other criminals like Netanyahu, who are under prosecution and investigation by his own nation state.
They can't get him there.
And our criminal is very, very supportive, not just to that criminal of Israel, but the criminal of Saudi Arabia and all these other, dictators in the world that have the reputation of, well, let's not overlook Netanyahu. He is currently responsible for the starvation and murder of innocent people. And the U.S. taxpayer is just going along. I guess we're helpless, right? That is brainwashing. What America is. Go ahead, Beth, please.
I was going to say, I don't necessarily think that it's brainwashing, because I think a lot of people understand the position that we're in. It's just a matter of we're kind of stuck in that position. How do we get out? If you have, if your voice counts for nothing, how do you get out of the situation? If
Jack
you're
Talcott's about to tell you, Beth. Take it away, Jack.
Well, as soon as we find answers, we're no longer helpless. There's answers available. It's just people are unwilling to accept that we have the opportunity because it's so much easier to make excuses. We don't have to change our lives. We don't have to do anything different. If we can't do anything, well, we just got to go along. We got to go along. We got to do what we got to do. We got to feed our family. Don't you know? We got to take care of ourselves. Well, I don't
Stop
have
being
the
so
family
fucking
to-
selfish, people.
Fuck your family. Do the right thing and let them starve.
Tell you what,
Okay.
or why don't you support the people that are actually wanting to do something about that? Okay. It doesn't take much. A little support thrown my way or in the direction of other people who actually want to do something can make a lot of difference.
I agree. I think the biggest problem, we're seeing it firsthand here in the US, where I think that as a society, we're kept apart so that we can't combine and actually step up and make the changes that we want. If we're too busy fighting one another, we can't go for the true enemy.
Divided, we remain ruled,
Correct.
governed, limited. Yeah, it all goes together. I'm seeing signs, and again, we're living at such a bizarre time. It's hard to know what is real in this world, but I'm seeing photos and evidence claiming that maybe Epstein may have been seen in Israel recently.
Yeah, but does it really surprise you, Jack? I mean, he's one of the
surprise me.
people who he's one of the people who has all the information on everybody else in the world, right? Like all these people that went to his island, all this shit that they did. He has all this information. You think that he's not powerful enough to not actually get in jail? The cameras turned off magically for him, and then all of a sudden he suicided. Like everything about that whole situation was a little fishy. So I think he could very well be there. What I think is, well, what I want to know, Jack, is how do we get justice, brother? How do we get justice?
I'm not bringing up that. No, actually, fuck it. Let Chuck be responsible for what Chuck says.
Thank you, Chuck, for the $10. God bless Israel.
What a sick fuck.
Gentlemen, you're going to have to forgive me. I do need to go. I'm hungry and there's some fajitas waiting. It has been a pleasure as always. I'm sure I'll see you some more later. And Jack, I'd love to have you at the show. Dusty, that coat looks phenomenal on you. I love it. Love it. Nice loud statement, sir. And always good to see you, Moose. Jack, thank you very much for having me on your channel. And again, I do hope to see you tomorrow. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Rock on, Beth. Take it easy.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Gorilla Biscuits, for supporting independent thought and for taking my snippy attitude well. I gave him some shit yesterday because I was in a mood and he was in a mood. He probably didn't deserve it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Beth, for joining. I'm ready to start shutting down too. So,
final word. Wait a second. How are we going to get justice? You're about to get into that. Sorry. I'm actually interested in the conversation.
Jack, do you want some of these masks? The Steel Man sent me 7 of them.
Send me one. I'm sorry, I didn't read the room right, Jack. I was hoping to get into that. We'll get into it another time.
Yeah. Well, after the support, hey, thank you. I love seeing people being generous. Maybe one day there will be some generosity kicked my way. But in the meantime, I hope you folks have had fun. I'm ready to wrap up. Final words?
Hey, I'll take a couple masks there, Flo. That's pretty cool. Jack, thanks for having me. I hope you get some meditation in tonight. I hope.
Thanks, Scotty. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night, Scott.
Hey, Moose, good night for you. Jack, do me a favor. Do a stream tomorrow. It's the weekend. I hope to see you again. I hope you have a good day tomorrow too. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Jack, thank you for the hospitality and the answers and whatever else, the eyebrows and shit that we're getting out, and for letting me be the last one. I'm gonna get out of here before you kick me out.
Yep. So the changes I had in mind clearly were poorly executed today, because it seems the guests that I brought up, nothing against Beth, I feel like she was, for the most part, here for me. Dusty, Chuck, Scott, you guys, you weren't here for me, and that's kind of disappointing. So maybe one day, I will ask, you know what, coming from the other stream, like the video, please, appreciate it. The idea is, can you find pleasure from prayer and meditation? The concepts of uniting the conscious and the subconscious for the wholeness of being present, bringing the shadows of the subconscious, actually, we didn't go deep into that. See, we didn't unpack any of these ideas. Didn't really talk about anything I brought. I'm going to wrap it up here. Brothers and sisters, thank you again from me to all of you. And I hope you find your path. I hope you find your peace. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, live without fear. God bless.